Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Escape from Tarkov video. As always, I'm your boy, Beyond the Sad Panda, and as promised, today we will be looking at Basics for Beginners Part 2. The response to my first video was fantastic. Here I am again. I hope that you enjoyed this video. As always, we will be looking at woods, we will be looking at reserve, and before I even go into the map, I'll be giving you a couple of basic tips that will help you improve your game. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will be removing my cam so that you're not distracted by this beautiful face. Boom. Like I always say, gentlemen, laat ons gooi manne, laat ons gooi. Let's get into it. So for the first tip, when repairing a visor, you actually have to repair the visor. If you right click and you repair this, it will only repair the helmet. It will not repair the visor if there's bullet holes on it. So you have to double click on the helmet, and there you can see the visor. If you right click, you click repair, you'll be able to repair the visor. Just know that your visor has to take a certain percentage amount of damage before you can repair it. If there's a bullet hole in it and you're not happy with how it looks, it obscures your vision and you can't repair it, well then I would just say take it off, Bob's your uncle, and buy a new visor. For tip number 2, still relating to the visor, never ever buy a visor off the flea market or off fence. Guaranteed there's going to be bullet holes in it, even if it's 30 out of 30, 20 out of 20, 40 out of 40. Never ever buy a visor off the flea market. It's better to wait and buy it off the actual trader. For tip number 3, if you intend on using the paracord and the Red Rebel ice pick on either reserve or on woods, then I would suggest bringing in a tactical rig. Reason being, a tactical rig is armored. If you want to use these as an extract on those two maps, you cannot be wearing body armor. This means you're going to have to drop your body armor somewhere, someone might pick it up and you might lose unnecessary money. So for tip number 4, hotkeying your meds. It has to be in your pockets or in your vest or in your tactical rig. You cannot hotkey any items in your backpack or in your pouch. So if I click 4, 5 and 6, any number, that's now hotkey to the bottom. If I use that button, that's what's gonna happen. Tip number 5, very crucial, cancelling an animation. You might be healing, you might be in the middle of using a survival kit, a CMS kit or a painkiller. You hear someone else walking up, you wanna cancel the animation. You see it's 4 out of 4. So I click 6, I hear someone coming up and I click fire. Right there, you'll see that I canceled the animation. Or tip number 6, always use a painkiller or a morphine or some form of pain relief before you go into a fight. You'll see 6, boom, I've used it. If I get shot in the leg, my arms get black, my legs get black, my stomach gets taken out. In that fight, I'll still have full mobility. You need full mobility. If your legs get taken out in the middle of a fight and you're slow walking, you will be the one that's going to be killed. Always remember to use a painkiller before. So the first map that we will be looking at is Woods. Pretty interesting map. A map that is frequently utilized by snipers. It has a scav boss on it, probably about a 50% chance of spawning. Sturman, he has the most valuable item that I believe that you can get in game, and that's the Red Rebel ice pick. If you kill him, you have about a 33% chance of picking up the Red Rebel ice pick worth about 2.5 million rubles. So for tip number 1, a sniping spot that I generally use, as you can see where I'm standing now, that's the cliff extract. Sniper scav can spawn on top of that. The plane that's crashed is right here. Water is right on that side. This rock is often utilized by many a player to snipe because the boss can spawn in that location. I know there's 3 sniping spots from here that most people would use. One right there in the background on those rocks and one right there. This is also utilized. A nice spot to also sit is right here. It gives you a little bit of cover and you can sort of shoot to your left. The spot that I however utilize a lot is if you jump down, make sure that you're not wearing a backpack, as it makes a hell of a lot of noise and it's very easy to spot. It might not seem like a dude location this, but this is pretty decent. if you have a Mosin, you don't have much gear, just make sure when you crawl that you can't see the back there. Just like this. Don't move too much. You have good view from the left. You can see the scav boss if he's right here. Some scavs might walk in front here, but right there is another spot that people use to snipe down at the scav boss. Excellent spot to use for sniping. So for tip number 2, always check this van. That's the sniping spot that I was talking about. That's the lumber mill, and that's the UAF roadblock right there. If you spawn there, which is a spawn location, or even if you spawn on that side and you're checking, you want to extract at the UAF roadblock, always check at the back of this van. Right here on this, and right in here, you can see there's a Tarkov. Flash drives, 316, 226 keys, everything can spawn in this location. Always check this. Tip number 3, you can use the Red Rebel ice pick and paracord in this map. This is the cliff where the sniper scav spawns on. You'll see as I run in here into this little gap, if you have the paracord, it will begin extracting. Pretty easy, 6 seconds. Just remember, you have to bring your paracord. The other map you can utilize the Red Rebel ice pick and paracord on is reserved. The next map we will be looking at. So for tip number 4, always check that tent for flash drive spawns. As you can see, that's the white van, lumber mill, that sniper spot that I was pointing towards. If you come towards this tent, right here in front, 2 flash drive spawn locations on this, Apollo cigarettes right there. Very easy to get. Rare spawn, but if you find 2, easily worth 200k. In the beginning of a wipe, a flash drive can be worth 500k each. Tip number 5, always check the marked circle on woods. Woods is right there, the tent is right there, checkpoint is right there. As you come in, anything can spawn inside this mark. There you have a relay. While you're here, you might as well just search this jacket as well. Just be mindful, this is a very highly populated area. A lot of scavs walk through here, but players also come and check this. For tip number 6, I don't understand why people don't check this corpse as much. There's always a dead NPC right there. Tent is right there. Construction, mark circle, scav house you can see there in the background. The amount of fuel conditioner and elite loot that I found at this scav is crazy. Fuel conditioner sells for about 200k a pop. I found a lot of hideout items. Always be sure to check the scav. Be mindful that this is a highly populated area. As I said, 2 matches is a painkiller. A lot of good items can be found here. After you've done this, always go check inside. Good spawn on this box and a couple of mag spawns and scope spawns inside. So here we are on reserve. For the purposes of this map, I'll use the dome as a point of reference. You can see that's the train station. One of the mark rooms back there. Right under us is where we're gonna go first. Tip number 1, if you do not have the paracord or the Red Rebel ice pick to utilize the extract at the back of the dome, then you need to understand that there has to be a switch that's going to be flipped by peon 1, which I'll show you now. So here's the switch I'm talking about right there. There's dome, peon 1, peon 2, peon 3, and that's queen right there. You go in and you flip the switch. Just be mindful, I've seen people camp here up until 3 minutes left. Once you flip the switch, it's probably going to take you about 2.5 minutes to run all the way down. That's why I say better to stick inside there and wait for someone else to flip the switch. So for tip number 2, if you want to farm raiders, they generally spawn in and around that area. They can even walk on top of the hills. If someone flips that switch to open that bunker door right there, or if the train comes in, raiders can spawn in. If you want to farm them, you can go down there. That will get you to that side as well. You're simply going to run up all the way and you're going to utilize this spot. Be mindful, people can be on this building, so they can get you. The way I normally do it is you basically just peek, you see one there, you just give them a quick tap. You will aggro them and they will run towards you. It may not sound like it, but you will hear them coming up the metal steps. They will not come from this side. So the only side they're going to be coming in from is here. You'll hear them walk on the wood. As soon as you think they're close, you just start spraying. Probably about 3 or 4 at a time. They can't nade in here. Perfect spot to sit. Just know this is a spot that a lot of people use. However, as a scav, I even just come and sit here and farm some raiders. So for tip number 3, using specific keys to maximize your loot. This map absolutely has a plethora of keys that you need to utilize. However, there's about 6 that I've used. I haven't even bothered with the rest, that I use over and over and over again, and I simply have made millions from it. You can see this is a train station, the brick building's right there, there's dome. These are 2 buildings. First and foremost, both marked room keys. Great water spawn, great spawn in there. The amount of loot that I have found in these locations is absolutely astounding. As you can see, anything can spawn here. Guns, check on the tables, Christmas balls, absolutely anything can spawn here. Be sure to crouch down, because there's a lot of times you can see like there's bullets that you can pick up. There's a lot of stuff you can pick up extra that you can't see just from standing up. The keys you can buy for about between 30 and 100,000, the ones I'm talking about. Buy them, because the amount of loot that I found in them has at least given me 10 or 20 times back. In this room alone, I have found probably about 3 weapons cases right there worth about 1.5 mil. So definitely buy these keys. Once you finish with this marked room, I generally check there because there's a bullet spawn. You go down right here, a boss, unlock. This is the RB-AK key. Boom, you go in. I generally just quickly scan if there's anything with value on there. Can be full of guns, can be full of guns, can be full of guns. All of these can be full of guns. Generally, it's AK-74 used with silencers, the PPS, so you just take the PPS off. If you have time, close the door and loot the BP ammo that's normally inside. As a continuation of the keys that I use, there's Dome, Switch, King. So I call it Peon. So Peon 1, Peon 2, Peon 3. Depending on where you spawn on the map, depends on where I'm gonna go. If you can get to the marked room in Peon 2 first, because you spawn at the back, then 100% go for that first. Just to make it a little bit easier. These are the rooms that I utilize, that I've always been utilizing. They can be hit and miss, but the amount of weapons and stuff that I found here in duos and trios were enough. So this is the RB-ORB 1 key. Gun box can be full of guns, gun box full of any weapon attachments. Then you're gonna go up 1 more floor, RB-ORB 2 right here. Same room, same principle. Sorry for that. You can see guns, ammo, guns as well. See, that's what I'm talking about. The PBS with BP ammo, Christmas balls, filing cabinets. With the increase of prices in ammo, you see that's pretty good. That's just below BS ammo. It's worth watching. If you're in this and you feel like you want to do this, always good spawns, military spawns right here, ammo here, and there's 3 jackets right there. On the side there's 2 boxes that you can also shit. Just be mindful if people are sniping down. If they're on the other roofs, they might see you and kill you easy. So here we are, we finished RB-ORB 1 and 2. We've gone to the roof now. Our next building, Peon 2. We're gonna be going in the front door. Just be mindful, scav boss can spawn in here and you will aim shot. Straight down to your right, this is marked room. Same as the other side, this room can have multiple spawns on it. You can see guns, Christmas balls, chains, anything, weapons cases, anything can spawn in here. Once you're done with this, you're gonna be going over to RB/TB. Look at that, a decent AK-74N, probably with some BS ammo, some AK-74 used, Bromid for the Mosin, can spawn full of guns. Just look along the front here. I've found a lot of items just lying here on the ground. Where is that? I didn't bring my flashlight, but you can see there's something here on the ground. There we go, AKM. Very simple to do. Once you finish looting here, what you want to do is you want to go up one floor, then you're going to turn left. So this is the RB-ORB 3. So that's ORB1, ORB2. This is ORB3. Very simple, same principle. Look at that. Another gun. Bullets can be full of guns, full of attachments. On top of the filing cabinets, and all three of them can be spawns, and there's some filing cabinets. Once you're done here, you're just gonna go one up, and you're gonna turn left. This is our intelligence room. You don't necessarily need to go in here, but this is the RB-OP key. I generally come and check here. Some intelligence can spawn on. Again, on top of the filing cabinet, gold chain, all the way down. Pretty simple to do. Same thing as in Peon 1. If you're keen, go all the way to the roof. Right here, there can be lead gun spawns, grenade box, weapon spawns, everything. Again, if you're on here and someone's on the other roof, or especially dome, you're gonna be a sitting duck. Now those are the keys that I normally use. I don't really have the need to loot any other areas. Peon 1, Peon 2. A lot of people will argue that Peon 3 is very good for looting because most of the rooms are unlocked. For that very reason, that's why I do not go to Peon 3, because everybody rushes it because you don't need any keys to go in. Scavs can spawn in any of these. Be mindful, a good spawn location, you jump out on that balcony and you jump into that room. Very good looting there if you're keen to go in. I don't. The keys that I just mentioned are the ones that I use. So for tip number 4, be mindful that this courtyard is going to be generally full of players. Maybe players on the roof, maybe players in Queen. If you are looking at Peon 1, there's the dome. You see this little hut? Go straight down under it. You turn to your left and you're gonna loot this NPC. Rare spawn location. I found fuel conditioners, I found so many items. This gauze, oh my goodness. So that tank bullet, that BMP cannon ammo is actually for a mission. It's extremely hard to find because you have to find it in a raid. This gauze, each of these is probably worth about 250,000. So for tip number 5, if you're keen, you can check all the server rooms in this building. As I said, they are not behind locked doors. So everybody normally runs for it. That's Peon 1, that's Dome. If you go in the back of this building, all these server racks, look in every single one, can be graphics card, vertex spawns, anything that you can think of. Car battery, like I said, it's free, it's open to use by anybody and everybody. You will find a lot of hatchlings in here, but you'll also find a lot of juice players in here because the spawn and the loot that you can find in here is extremely valuable. Motors, bulbs, graphics cards, vertex, LEDXs even right there. So for tip number 6, you see the dome there? We're gonna be going out there. There's a whole section underground that most people do not even utilize. I found, especially in single player, if you spawn in late or if you're concerned you see too many four-mans and you don't want to face them, you can either enter up there, or I'll show you. I might fast forward on bits just to save a little bit. You come down, you go straight onto the side, so you go left. So this is the first room you're going to be in. I would suggest you bring in a flashlight. Just bring in like a X400 cheap easy to get done. One entrance, one exit. Be mindful, have a torch. You can see there's a tube, a corrugated hose. A lot of items spawn right here at the bottom. That's why you actually need a flashlight to look down. I found motors, I found circuit boards, I found anything that you basically need in a hideout. Industrial spawn down here, and decent industrial spawn right here. You're gonna be going up. Remember, as I said, makes a lot of noise. Here we are in the next. That's also counts as a server room. It's a server room. If you turn left, you open there, you follow all the way down on the right, you'll see there's quite a few jackets, duffel bags, spawn locations. You can check on these server racks. You can check on these server racks all around. Quite a few of these toolkits. You come into this room again, server racks. I found a lot of intelligence on here. PC right down there. Duffel bag intelligence, gold chains, anything, and right here is the bonanza, a safe. I've been trapped in here numerous times because there's only one entrance. So be mindful. If you come down here, probably wear some contact 2s. It basically blinds out all that acoustic noise and you can hear anybody walking on metal. Once you finish looting this, boom, Bob's your uncle. You're gonna open this door. All along this ground is industrial spawn. You can open this, duffel bag right there. I've seen guns, batteries, air filters, everything spawn here. A very important spawn location is right here. This is like an elite military spawn location in each of these cabinets. I should have brought a flashlight. You walk around here, you can see there's quite a few spawns in there, and a duffel bag right here. We're at the bottom of a spiral case, which is the dome. Pretty good. I'm going to be fast forwarding all the way up. And as I make my way out of the map, all I want to do is thank everybody for tuning in. I appreciate all the support. Be sure to follow me on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and come join me in Discord. I stream Mondays to Sundays. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am your boy, Rion the Sad Panda, and in the eternal words of our good old Bender,
let's go already!
Ooh-wee. Thank you again. Laat ons gooi, manne. Laat ons gooi. Peace.